Right. Welcome to the INT 2321 data structures and algorithms. Uh, if I say something about the subject, uh, in this course we can study about the data structures and its behavior. Not only that, but also we can learn about the algorithms. First of all, I am happy to say. Uh, First of all, I am happy to say this is an easy subject if and only if you try to understand. Feel free to ask any question regarding the subjective things. I am here to help you. At the beginning, everything new to you. By pass of the time, you will able to have a sound knowledge about those things. In this course, we discussed about uh, arrays uh, in linear data structures. We discuss about arrays, structures, linked list, stacks, and queues. And also in nonlinear data structures, we discussed about trees and binary trees and those functionalities. And also in the algorithm part, we discuss about time complexity of algorithms, searching algorithms, and sorting algorithms. In this course, covers theoretical and practical aspects of data structures and algorithms. During this period, you learn about the fundamentals. For practicals, you have to have enough knowledge about programming concepts. If I recall about programming concepts, there are three main programming concepts that may programmers use to help them in programming language such as C. The three main concepts are sequence, selections, and iteration. If I say something about sequence, a simple definition of sequence is that it is a set of instructions that are in order, one instructions after the other. Once one instruction has been executed, it will take a few seconds for it to be executed. These instructions are made by what are programmers. Basically, programmers are people who writes core programming, computer programs. An example of sequence are shown below. For an instance, we can consider about flowcharts. A flowchart is a diagram that uses shapes such as rectangle, diamonds, rhombus, and ovals. Flowchart is useful because sometimes using flowcharts are effective to visualize than to describe it. Here we have an example. First we get a integer type letter x variable. That method random generate some random numbers, and there are few some calculations. After that, we can get a value for random value for x variable. So first we can check uh, is it check whether it is greater than 0 or less than 0. If it is true, it's got to next if condition, and uh, in here also it check something. You can see the diagram shows how it works. and we can verify following things. Uh, it is also a step-by-step guide to start and end. There are many. There may be some routes that will be taken, and the outcome will be different, but it will still have an end. Next, I move on to selection. This is the second one of uh, basic concepts of programming. Selection is one of the main three basic structures. A selection is when a sequence. Uh, Selection is when a question is asked, and depending on the answer, there may be more than one outcome. To put this in a more simpler way to understand selection, it is also known as a if statement. Other selections are if else and switch cases. If this statement is a selection statement that allows more than one possible flow of control. Also, decision-making statement, and it check true or false statement. You can see our test selection with if-else software program. Here, hash include stdio.h standard input-output header file. We imported that header file and make a program. Within the curly brackets of the main function, we add int mark equals to 80 variable. Then we check by using if condition mark greater than to 75. If marks greater than 75, we can print good student, or otherwise we can print as bad student. That is how that selection statements work. So I think it is that example enough to understand what is the selection statement, and we can move on to the iteration. An iteration is a computer loop that goes through a group of instructions which get executed over and over again. Those are basically for loops, while loops, and do while loops. For an example, while loop perform a function that is given by the programmer, and it will go on until the function is through. The while loop first tests the given condition, then executes the function. Up to now, we discussed about sequence, selection, and iteration. Instead of that, we have another uh, concepts called uh, pointers and structures. We can discuss those in our next lesson. Thank you.